After high school, I didn't want to go to college. I felt it was unpatriotic to go to college during wartime, which my father thought was ridiculous, but I refused to go to college. So I went to work for Consolidated Voltee Convair in San Diego. First they sent me to a drafting school, which I liked, but then they sent me to where you learn how to rivet, practice riveting and handling tools, and then they sent me down to the factory where we worked on airplanes, and I worked on the wing. At that time, the whole country was united. You didn't hear this opposition. Everybody was united to working to win the war. The women, I remember my stepmother and her group, they made bandages in their church group. And it was so different. The whole attitude in the country was different, very patriotic.
World War II was a very patriotic war. Both Japan and Germany were the ones that declared war on the United States, and so we declared war back on them. The people all over the whole United States, they wanted to do what they could. She was a volunteer in the aircraft watchtower. She watched for airplanes. She did not know anything about airplanes. I hear one, so she'd report it. Their main job was to make sure that if a Japanese plane came over, it was reported. They would come from Mexico, undoubtedly, and she didn't ever have to report that a Japanese plane was in the area.
I went to schooling at that Ford building in San Diego for tube bending, and then when they went to Consolidated, then I was an installer general, just different little brackets and things in there. I worked on B-17 engines, and we got to, well, after we finished working on them, then the civilians can go on a flight. So I signed my life away, and they took me and fitted me to a parachute, sitting out there waiting under the wing for the pilot, and here comes our civilian boss. "You can't go, you're a woman." Things weren't easy during that time, but we survived.